Hello and welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. It's going to be a great day. It is. Yeah, all right. You're with me. Hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. So we're going to sing together. Let's do that. All is welcome here. Great song. Broken hearts and broken wings, bring them all, everything. Bring the song you hear to sing, always welcome here. And even if you broke your vows 1,000 times, come anyhow. We're stepping into the power of now, all is welcome here. The gateless gate, too drunk on love to hesitate. To the winds I cast my fate in the memory of my view. I took a deep breath and I left tears of gratitude I wept. I woke as if I'd never slept and I was welcome here. Tears, your busy lives and your careers. Bring the pain you carried for years, all is welcome here. Freedom's not so far away, there's only one price we have to pay. That's to live our dreams till they fade away and let them go. Live our dreams and let them go.
Morning. How are you? Good. Peachy, even in pumpkin season. That's good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. It's so great to see you all here, my spiritual family. It's a beautiful, crisp fall morning, and I am very excited about today's activities and our service and the workshop following. The Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living is a place where transformation happens. Yes, that's what we're all about. Everyone is welcome. Wow. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy of daily living based on principles and practices that really are universal among all religions. We honor all pathways by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness to help make the world a better place. Whether you're joining us in person today here in the sanctuary in Salt Lake City or online on our virtual love stream, we're so happy to have everyone here. Out there in the internet, if you wouldn't mind saying hello to us and letting us know where you're joining us from. Our practitioner holding High Watch today is Thurl Hinckley. High Watch means that Thurl is in prayer for us throughout this service, knowing the greatest and highest good for each of us, and knowing that we will experience blessings here today. Our prayer practitioner is Reverend Myrna Hurst. Now, wherever you are, here or far away, I invite you to recommit to our center's spiritual purpose by saying that spiritual purpose with me. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Now, wherever you're joining us from, you can always find out more about what's happening at the center by visiting our website, which is at www.spirituallyfree.org. Now, today, we welcome our dear friend, Christiane Turner. Oh, it's been too long, and I believe this woman is so strong and incredibly powerful with her spirit and knowledge, and I'm very excited to hear her speak to us today on a message entitled "The Never-Ending Gold Mine." And then I'd like to announce that our special music today is my favorite singer ever, Steve Matthews, will be singing for us today. Yay. Now, I would like to acknowledge anyone that's here for the very first time. Do we have anyone here that is here for the first time, willing to raise your hand? Hello.
Hi.
And welcome.
Welcome.
Oh, we're so happy that you're here. This is a great community of people. We've got all sorts of things happening, and we're thrilled that you've taken time this morning to join us. After the service, please visit the concierge table in the lobby, and there's more information as well as a back issue of Science of Mind magazine, which is filled with great articles and affirmations. So thank you for being here. Today at 12:30, Christiane will be sharing a workshop with us called Heal Your Limited Beliefs That Stop You from Accepting Abundance. We all carry around beliefs from childhood and from our ancestors that limit our ability to fully accept our abundance. So join us at 12:30 to learn to transform your limited beliefs into high vibrational beliefs that serve you to live the life you dreamed of. This workshop will be today at 12:30 here in the sanctuary. A light lunch will be served prior. Tickets are still available, and I hope you join us. October 29th, calling all cooks. We are having a costume and chili cook-off. Come dressed to service in a costume. Wow us with your creative costume collaborations, and then following the service, downstairs in the classroom, we will enjoy a Halloween chili cook-off, which I just committed to cooking chili for. So anyone else who, like me, has never cooked chili before, come on, let's do it, let's have fun. Prizes will be given for best costume and best chili. All right. That is all of our announcements. Now, I'd like to remind everyone here that our center is founded on and grounded in prayer. This helps us navigate whatever we're dealing with, whatever comes our way, and it helps create a positive experience regardless of our situations and conditions. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are ready to pray with you and for you. After the service, you can visit with a prayer practitioner for a private, short, beautiful prayer right across the hall. Also, you can connect with them by filling out a prayer request online or putting one on paper in the box in the hall. And know that these wonderful prayers will be praying for you all week long. Now I invite you to take a deep breath and relax. Allow Myrna's reading and prayer to bring us to that spiritual place within. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. It looks like we're going to talk about abundance and prosperity today. I kind of get a clue about that. Did you? Our reading today is by Eric Butterworth in a book called Spiritual Economics, so there's another clue. He says, poverty is a way of living and thinking, and not just a lack of money or things. And prosperity is also a way of living and thinking, and not just money in the bank. Consider in the broadest sense, prosperity is spiritual well-being. This involves the whole experience of healing life, satisfying love, abiding peace, and harmony, as well as a sufficiency of what Aristotle called, quote, the furniture of fortune. Too often the tendency is for us to become so preoccupied with the demonstration of jobs and bank accounts as to forget that the person is a whole creature in a whole universe. As we focus on spiritual economics, we are forever conscious of a backdrop of spiritual ecology. What an interesting word. The truth that sets us free from all the problems of human existence. It is consciousness that sets all of the limits in life. If there are any limits, we have been erroneously conditioned to believe that our lives are completely shaped by what happens around us and to us. But what we think, but life is lived from within out. What happens out, not what happens out there, but what happens inside. The starting point in realizing prosperity is this is the bad news, guys. The starting point in realizing prosperity is to accept responsibility for our own thoughts. Sorry about that. Thus, taking charge of our own lives. We are not responsible for what is said in the Wall Street Journal or what comes out of Washington in the form of economic indicators, but we are very much responsible for what we think about these things. Oops. We cannot afford to let the so-called experts decide how we're going to think and feel. For how we think and feel about the economy in general and our own financial affairs in particular will unvaryingly determine what we experience. Amen? Do I have an amen? And a hallelujah?
Preach it.
Oh, that's better. Thank you.
The place where God shows up just as I am is good enough. I shine my light, I shine my light. I am the place where God shows up, where God shows up. I am the place where God shows up, where God shows up. I am the place where God shows up, just as I am is good enough. I shine my light, I shine my light. I am the place where God shows up, where God shows up. I am the place where God shows up, where God shows up, where God shows up.
Come with me into prayer. We start with gratitude, and I am so grateful for all of you in this place, for you are my family. I'm grateful for my personal family, and I am so grateful to each of you. I'm grateful for this glorious season. My gosh, have you seen the leaves? They're so beautiful. And this earth that continuously supports us. And events like yesterday when we get to remember what a huge universe we are part of. It is so good. I'm so grateful for the music which feeds my soul. Our own wonderful band, God bless you. And music from wherever we find it, the music of the spheres. I'm grateful for everyone who serves in this community, who provides this service. Pharaoh, thank you for that wonderful meditation. How blessed we are. I'm grateful for those who teach the classes here so that we can learn to become that which we can be. For this beautiful building in which we meet. For the greenery when you walk inside, and what happens when I walk in this door and the first thing I see is a name of God, I am, that brings me to this deep part of me here. And finally, I'm grateful for this philosophy which supports me every day in becoming my best self. And today particularly to Christiane, who has such wisdom to impart. I am so grateful. And within this place of gratitude, I recognize that divine spirit, the I am, the one source of all that is. And I know that that one source lives within me and with each and every one of us, and us as a group. It's the source of creation of this beautiful space we call the Salt Lake Center, and of all of the world in which we live. I'm grateful to know that I have the responsibility and the right to make my own life my own way, with God right at the center. I know that this day is already perfect. This lovely meeting that we are here for is already done, and I know that when I walk out of here, this day will be bright and beautiful. And I am so grateful. And so I release this prayer into the divine, knowing that it's all good and very good. And we affirm this prayer by saying together, and so it is. Thank you, God. Amen.
I'm going to invite you to sing with us. But before I do that, I wanted to say that Rory sends a big howdy from Central Utah. He's our lead guitar player, and he decided to take in the eclipse yesterday and stay over for some kind of music festival, and he thinks that's more fun than being here. Isaiah, so poke fun at him next time you see him, next week. This is a great song we're going to sing together. It's written by Leslie Monroe. It's called Affirmation. I love me. I see who I am, and that is enough to fill the universe. Let's sing together.
I am alive. I see with these eyes, feel with this heart, a grand existence. I am me as nothing and all, the great and the small as one uniquely. And when I fly, I fly on the wings of love. Oh. I love me, the dark and the light, the fall and the flight, the lightning and thunder. I am free, I playfully dance along in the simple bliss of who I am. And when I fly on the wings of love. I am alive. I see with these eyes, feel with this heart, a grand existence. I am me as nothing and all, the great and small as one uniquely. And when I fly, is enough to fill the universe. I am free, I willingly trust my inner divine guidance, my heart. And when I on the wings of love. I fly on the wings of love. Oh.
Leslie Monroe, thanks for singing along. Whoa, what a great
Love hearing
song.
you sing along.
It's my pleasure to introduce our special music. As you heard Mr. Rob Ekman say, this is Rob Ekman's partner, but that's not why he's so famous. Steve Matthews and Rob have been in huge service to this community for many, many years, decades, in various capacities. Steve currently serves on our board of trustees. He's also on the ministry council with a ministry in outreach. And this is fantastic, people. He's making the Center for Spiritual Living in Salt Lake more known to the greater community, connecting, collaborating with other service agencies and nonprofits, getting us out there in service to the greater community. It's a huge thing he's taking on, and he's been wildly successful. So we're so excited to see that come to fruition. But if you haven't heard this man's voice, it is stunning. It's warm, his baritone, his heart comes through his voice. He has much experience in choirs, university choirs, and musical theater. And he's chosen a couple songs today that are healing, warm, and beautiful. And I just know you're gonna love it. Steve Matthews.
Thank you. Thank you. This is kind of a devotional thing, and you're all family, so I have a speech that will last for 15 minutes before I start singing. Just kidding. But I did choose to sing today specifically because it's a new moon, and those of you who are into astrology, it's a wonderful time to reconnect, to reinvent, to reinvest in ourselves. Of course, in Libra this month, it's letting go of codependencies and really working out those things in our lives to set a new place for us, just like New Year's resolutions. So, and the songs that I picked to sing today are both really wonderful in that sense. I really do want to thank this center and the experiences that I've had. I already had some waterworks going on in the meditation as I was thinking about what I'm going to be doing, and so, but I'm so grateful for this center because everyone is welcome, and we all connect with this one energy that is alive in all of us and alive in all the trees and the animals and the plants, and we are connected and we are here as one, whether we're on the internet or here in person. I've got some friends that are going to be watching. If they're watching right now, thank you. Or if you're watching in the future, that's a nice kind of time travel thing that we're also doing. So my brothers in the unnamed path across the states, I've shared that with them and this center and this message with them. So without further ado, I'm happy to be singing today. How can anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How can anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Everyone, how could anyone ever tell you you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce our special guest today, Christiane Turner, who is a true visionary in development and helping people see what they are truly capable of being and meant to be. Will you all please join me in welcoming Christiane?
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much. I still need a second to just let it sink in a little bit more, this beautiful song, these beautiful words. And yes, the water works. It's actually 15 plus years that I've been coming here whenever I can, when I'm in town. And I have not ever been able to make it through a service without bawling my eyes out, because it goes right to the soul. And just in the introduction this morning, this incredible excerpt that you read, Myrna, everything is so perfect already. And then, of course, this song, it's the perfect lead into what I'm going to be talking about today. Couldn't have planned it better. Thank you, God. This is just one of those moments where everything lines up. And it's always a pleasure to be here with you all. I see so many familiar faces. It is just so wonderful to see that there is such a group of people holding space in this valley. And now you guys are right in the middle. I love that. I love this new location. I actually had a dream last night about my presentation here today, and I forgot my shoes. It's hilarious. And we were running around looking for my shoes that were parked somewhere. And it was bigger. The center was at least 3 times as big. And you had beautiful breakout spaces and all that. So I don't know. Perhaps I touched into a little bit of a vision there. And today I'm going to take you on a journey. And this journey actually starts out in southern Utah. You know, that's where I live. I'm exactly 25 minutes from the gates of Zion National Park. And I'm sure most of you have been to Zion. Such a beautiful jewel that we have down there. And you know how the Virgin River meanders through the park. It's called the North Fork, actually, because it goes from north to south. And then what most people don't know, there's also an east fork of the river. And that actually meanders along the Highway 89 for about 15, 20 miles before it then cuts over. And after the barracks, it flows into Zion National Park, not accessible usually to the public because there are lots of artifacts, lots of herds of the indigenous sheep that we have down there, and just very protected space. So tourists usually don't get to see it much, but you can meander along the East Fork before it goes into the park. It's called the Barracks, and then you are actually on BLM land. And what makes the East Fork so special is that's where you find the septarian nodules. Septarians only exist in Utah, in Madagascar, and I also read that now they have some deposits in New Zealand. So it's a very special stone. On the outside, it looks like a mud ball, so very inconspicuous. You're just walking along, you're like, oh, little mud balls. But then when you crack them open, they are absolutely gorgeous. And they have this beautiful line of aragonite, which is brown, and then in the middle, you have the citrine, which is absolutely gorgeous, calcite. And it's really golden. It has a lot of white. Sometimes there's some beryl in there. Sometimes when there's a lot of iron, they also turn red, or they can be black or green. It's just spectacular. And it's always fun to find one of those mud balls, and you never know what's going to be in it. You can kind of feel it. If it's really light, you know you actually have a cavity inside, and then those beautiful crystals forming. And what makes these rocks so special is that actually we have the mine right there in Orderville. You can go to one of the rock shops, they will give you a map, it's on private land, but they let you dig in the mine. And it's just this hill that when it rains, more and more of these balls are getting washed out, and then they go down into the muddy river, which is a dry wash, and then when it floods, they get moved forward. And after thousands of years, they finally end up in the Virgin River. And that's where my husband Sean loves to go rock hounding. And so when it floods in southern Utah, we're getting ready because we're going to hit the river and we're going to find some new septarian nodules. And it's always such a fun game to see what we're going to find. Why do I talk about mines today? Because I read something about the gold mine, the never-ending gold mine a few weeks ago, and I thought, that is such a cool metaphor for that experience of mining deeply within ourselves to find that which is hidden. Just let your imagination go wild right now as you're imagining finding one of those mines, and it is the river that then actually exposes what has been hidden in those caverns by leaching it out, by bringing it out into the open. Then over time the material will actually crystallize and you will see it right in front of you, and you can pick it up and then put it in your shelf, or you gift it to a friend. And that's exactly what this septarian nodule stands for me. And it's just classified as a rock. So now imagine going into more of the precious materials, into the metals like the silver or perhaps even gold. And it is in those dry beds, in the rivers, that we find the gold that then leads us to the mother lode, which is that vein in the rock, in the deposit, that actually holds that very precious material. And let your imagination take you into the mountain right now. Let it allow you to go deep, deep into the mountain and follow that vein of gold. Follow that preciousness, that which we value so much, that which stands out, that brings value and abundance into our lives. And let this further you deep, deep through the caverns and underground rivers and lakes. And just imagine perhaps like Carlsbad Caverns and other places that you have visited. Even here, Timpanogos has such a beautiful cave. And let it go deep, deep inside. And as you're doing that, just imagine how you too are that place. And that you carry treasures and precious materials deep within yourself that then can be excavated, that then can come to the forefront and be brought into the world. And when you think of that on a soul level for yourself, what that really, really means, that you have talents, that you have attributes and qualities within yourself that are so precious, and they are never ending. When you really put yourself into that analogy of the mind that is never ending, and how the universe is also never ending, always expanding. Just allow yourself to feel that right now in your heart, in your soul, that is never ending, it's infinite. We have gone beyond to the stars. We are now to infinity and beyond. Where the resources, your connections with God, the universe is never ending. It's always expanding. And it goes deeper and deeper. And the more you look, the more you will find. And then you all of a sudden find that there are resources within yourself and talents and attributes that are so precious and so valuable to yourself and to the people in your life, to the world at large. And we each have our own gifts. It's exactly 4 weeks ago that I got to spend a week in the monastery of Hildegard von Bingen. She's my favorite. She was such a mystic about 1,000 years ago, and she's getting rediscovered again. And she was an herbologist, she was a musician, a writer, a visionary. She traveled Europe over 900 years ago. She was actually sanctioned by the Pope because the abbot, who she was in his monastery first, tried to denounce her as a witch because they couldn't explain what the power was that she had. She started having visions as a 9-year-old. And she only lived there 20 miles from where I grew up. So it's one of my things. Whenever I am in Europe, I make sure that I go there, I visit. And when I get a space in the guest house, I like to spend some time there. So I was on a silent retreat. Very, very useful to keep my mouth shut for a few days. And the only time I talked was when I was in a spiritual consultation with a priest who came from Uganda. His name was Father Cosmos. I thought that was really cool. And Father Cosmos and I have a conversation about destiny and spiritual calling and trusting your visions and that kind of stuff. It was really wonderful. And at some point he used the word charisma. And he said most people have a very shallow, superficial understanding of the word charisma. We talk about a charismatic person because they're exuding a lot of energy. They walk into a room, everybody turns because they're so charismatic. And we have the same word in German as well, charisma, charismatisch. And he said, and actually, when you look at it deeper, a charisma is something that everybody has. Every person has their charisma. And what that means in his tradition is a gift from God. We all have a special gift from God that we carry within. For some people, it is the gift of being a great caretaker of others, a good listener, someone who finds solutions easily, someone perhaps who is very musical inclined, someone who has athletic ability, someone who is a very good artist. We all carry gifts within ourselves that make us absolutely unique, that are profoundly ours, that are our special gift. And then imagine how every single person on this earth, from the past, right now, into the future, carries their own very, very unique gift that only they can carry in their own special way, and how all of that comes together in this magnificence of what we call the universe, and how each of us brings their own gift and it somehow fits with every other gift that is being brought into this universe. Isn't that fantastic? And I would like for you to really honor that within yourself right now, that you carry a special gift within yourself, a charisma. Say that to yourself right now. I carry a charisma. I have charisma. And you have a very special charisma. So just go inside for a moment as you're digging deeper into your gold mine and go into deeper and deeper places into your core. And just find that word perhaps that resonates with you right now. Because perhaps your charisma is that you bring joy to the world. Perhaps your charisma is that you bring compassion or hope or kindness or gratitude. I invite you to really deeply recognize within yourself right now what your charisma is. Your special talent, your special gift that you're here to share. You might call that your vision, you might call that your mission, perhaps your calling. There's something special in you that nobody else can express in exactly the way that you're doing it to the world and enrich the lives of everybody else around you. And I would like for you to claim that charisma right now. Claim that inner gold mine within yourself. And like Myrna said it so perfectly, that external abundance, that material abundance that we get to experience is just a manifestation of that internal spiritual well-being that we have, that is at our core. And I would like for you to claim that within yourself right now and to affirm it. And then give that to yourself throughout the ages. Go back a decade and give it to yourself 10 years ago. And then go back another 10 years and another 10 years. And depending on your current earthly age, go all the way back to when you were a little child. And perhaps there were times when you were struggling and you didn't know what your worth was and what your gift is that you're bringing to this world. And I would like for you to just swoop up that sweet little inner child right now and give that to yourself as a gift, so that that inner you throughout the ages has that knowingness, can fully tap into it and know who you are, why you're here, and what you're bringing to the world. And then give this gift to your parents, to your biological parents and your caregivers. Perhaps you lived with other family members as well. So make sure that your whole environment is now receiving this beautiful gift, that each person gets to step into their own charisma and has a deep understanding that they are bringing something very special to this world. And you might not always have words for it, but there is a feeling that comes with it that you can easily tap into. So give yourself that right here, right now, with your family members, with your ancestors, and just keep giving it back and back and back in time through your ancestors' timeline. Imagine giving it to your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and further and further. And now bring it all the way back into the here and now, into yourself, and just imagine taking it from yourself into this beautiful room of people holding space, being the witnesses for each other, where now this beautiful feeling, this knowledge can now sweep into the whole valley of Salt Lake City, the surrounding towns, into the north, into the south, all of Utah, all of the USA, Americas, across the ocean, the Pacific and the Atlantic, into the other continents. And just see this whole world expanding, its consciousness of knowing that we all carry a charisma right now. And especially send it to places on earth that need some extra energy right now, that use some extra help. Send it to your loved ones around the world, your friends, our global family. And just hold that space right now as you breathe deeply and just fully enjoy the state of inner abundance, inner knowingness, inner connection with God and the universe. And just imagine how now that feeling can go through all of your chakras. We go deep, deep into the earth, into Mother Earth, and it's the feminine element. And it's nice and dark and passive and moist. And it's very protected, and it feels our emotions. It gives us creativity and love. And now that energy can come through your feet into your ground chakra, this beautiful red chakra you can imagine sitting on the lotus flower like Buddha. And that energy can now swirl under your navel into your orange chakra, your karma, your kara, the power center. That energy can now swirl above your navel, under your heart, into a beautiful yellow. That energy now flows into your heart, and you might even put your hands over your heart. A wonderful green lotus flower. Pure love. Loving yourself, loving others, being loved by others, being loved by God. We call it the Adam Kadmon, the expression of God in us humans. And now that energy can swirl up into your throat, into a beautiful blue. being able to speak your truth, knowing who you are, expressing yourself openly, letting that charisma flow into the outside world through your words. And that energy can now flow into your crown chakra, into your third eye, a beautiful purple lotus flower. And then ultimately on the top of your head into a white lotus flower, a white crown. Visualize a white crown on top of your head that now opens you up to the energy of the universe. And that light now flows straight up into the air, connects you to the center of the universe, God, the divine. And that energy can just swirl up and down and up and down. Just see it like a DNA strand. Energy coming from the universe, from the masculine principle, activity, God, the sun. And that comes down, flows through you into Mother Earth, and the same happens from Mother Earth flowing up. And you're just that channel, you're that conduit, the catalyst. Feel that energy swirling up and down. And then you can give it to others through your words, your thoughts, your feelings, your deeds, all fueled by this incredible connection with the universe and knowing deep down who you are. And having that spiritual well-being coming from your core, knowing who you are and what your charisma is. That never-ending gold mine within. As I now invite us to pray together, and letting everything that you just heard settle within you, from a cellular level to the molecules that make up your cell structure, into your DNA, into your atoms, your particles, until ultimately you're ending up at pure wave function, where you are pure consciousness. As you allow yourself to fully step into that way of being, a total connection with God, Goddess, your higher self, the universe, the vortex, the quantum field, where we are all one, where we are all connected. The all, the one, the Tao, and feel the love that flows, that source, that spring of well-being, never-ending flow of love and consciousness, possibility. That is our true reality, our true way of being, our core. So in your own way, I invite you to make a wish to the universe right now. From this place, understanding yourself better, your nature, your true nature and your charisma, make a wish. Something that you're longing for. Something you would love to manifest within yourself so that it can give you that spiritual well-being that then flows out into the universe through your feelings, thoughts, words, and actions. And feeling God's embrace, nourishing you and loving you just the way you are. And just by stating that wish, it's already fulfilled. It has now been downloaded into your vortex. It's now become part of the collective conscience, the possibility. It is already real. And I would like for you to express your gratitude to God, the Goddess, and claim it as you're putting your stake into the ground and claiming you're mine. And it all coming back together in the here and now, in who you are right here, listening to these words, connecting with yourself and your higher power, and claiming it with the words we use. And so it is. And now we have the opportunity to express our gratitude by also paying it forward to the center as we are collecting our donations for today. And I invite you to take your money, to take your donation, however you're going to give it today, and just put it in your hand, metaphorically or literally, and bless it from that very deep core place of knowing who you are. And we are so blessed. We are so blessed to be together in this wonderful circle of friends and family, coming together in this sacred space, being witnesses for each other's growth and happiness and transformation. And may this money bless the center, everybody who comes in here, everybody who's being touched by the center, within these rooms as well as out there, with this beautiful technology that we now have, that we can all connect globally. And may this money bring so much joy, peace, love, and transformation to everybody who gets touched by it. Blessed be, and so it is. All right, let's do this song.
So let's have Steve Matthews sing another song. What do you say? Yeah.
As I was thinking this morning about the title, the Center for Spiritual Living, it really is my Center for Spiritual Living, and I think we can all share with that in our own ways how we connect. And so I just want to thank you and thank Rick for this opportunity for me to share. I really love this. So thank you. In this moment, in this space, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. And I know this voice of love, it is singing through my life. It is all I am, every part of me. It's all I choose to be. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love.
Thank you, Stephen. So evident that that gold mine of love comes through your voice. And thank you for tapping into that and sharing with us today. It's wonderful. And Christiane, thank you. What a wonderful talk. Oh, beautiful message. It's the first time I thought, yeah, I have some charisma. And I thought we all have a limited supply and some have more than others, you know. But I also never thought about how that fits, how that gift I bring fits into the bigger picture, the puzzle piece, you know, that fits into the whole. So how wonderful that was for me, and I think for all of us, to realize there's something really great within us that we bring that fits, that belongs in the greater whole. Thank you. So, a workshop. Christiane, I know this for a fact. She is an incredible facilitator and is full of just the God stuff of wisdom. So take advantage of that. There'll be a light lunch. Also remember, practitioners available right after this across the hall if you want a quick pick-me-up. So workshop at 12:30, is that right? Yes. Let's stand, everyone. Let's sing our closing song. This is the exclamation point on Christiane's talk.